Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to OKKO Let's Be Heroes, episodes 30 through 32. So yeah, we're back here again this week with 3 more episodes of OKKO, and I'm excited to see where this goes. This series has kind of been take it as you go, because it's like some episodes pretty good, some episodes not so much. And there's been a lot of characters even that have kind of wavered for me a little bit. Just our main characters in general. KO is kind of just like, okay, I like him, but he's nothing like special to me. And the same kind of goes for Boxman. It's like, he's okay, but it's like, he's okay. Again, for the most part. Then you have the ones like, Enid and, what's his face? Why can't I think of his name right now? Enid and, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name for the life of me. Let me try to find this out. Rad. So we have Enid and Rad, who definitely go back and forth for me, because there's been a couple episodes where I did not like Enid. Like, you know, there's that episode that I think was actually shortly before I took the break from the series, where Enid was basically being absolutely atrociously horrible to that wizard guy, who was voiced by Wallace Shawn, I believe. But then there's also episodes where she's extremely supportive and nice and awesome and fun and likable. And then there's Rad, who a lot of the time is extremely annoying. He's like this extremely annoying dude bro archetype. But then there's other times where he shows this other side to him that ends up making him endearing and lovable. And it's just weird to me. I think the only characters I've always liked are KO's mother, Carol, Mr. Gar, and Shannon. I definitely think they're probably my 3 favorites, because honestly they're kind of the most consistent. Mr. Gar with his either extreme over-the-top manliness, you could say, which sometimes sometimes he shows his sweeter side with his crush on Carol. That has been there the entire time. That dual side to him has been there the entire time. As such, it doesn't feel like it's just going back and forth randomly between these 2 sides to this character like it does with some of the others. It feels a lot more natural in its execution, because they're both legitimate sides to him that are shown constantly. Shannon's just amazing. Seriously. Shannon is just freaking amazing. She's hilarious. She's adorable. She's honestly just one of the most memorable characters in this show. And it's just like every time she's on screen, even if she doesn't have a lot to do, she's just a joy to watch. And then, of course, you have Carol herself, who is probably the most consistent character. In terms of her characterization, in terms of being a great mother character, on top of a really tough hero, and being really cool, and sometimes she kind of comes across as like a little bit oblivious, but I don't think she is. I think she's just not bringing things up, like especially when Gar is constantly stuttering and everything around her. I don't think she's actually oblivious. I think she clearly can tell. But I also think at the same time she's just not making a big deal out of it because she doesn't want to embarrass him or anything, which actually makes me like her more. But yeah, it's just like, this series is kind of back and forth, though, with a lot of its characters, a lot of its episodes. You'll have some episodes that are really cool and really great, kind of these alternate views on real-life situations, like with the furry allegory episode with all of the furry animals and robots and stuff wanting to be human, and dressing up as humans and stuff. Like, I really like that. And then you also have episodes like that Boxman episode from before, where he was trying to not attack the plaza, and it was just extremely boring and unenjoyable. And it's like you could have episodes that are that different in quality back to back, and it's like even with other shows that are similar in their nature and style to this, such as early Steven Universe or Loud House, they feel a lot more natural in the separation between types of episodes and types of quality in their episodes. This one feels more like it's just like, oh, what's today's episode quality du jour gonna be? You never know, and it feels a little out of place. And I think that's why I had to take a break from it before, and why I probably will again at some point. But for now, we're still in on it, and we're going to continue to be in on it for the foreseeable future. I think I said last week, or maybe I think I maybe mentioned it in the video where I was talking about cutting down on videos, when I cut down on Carmen and Young Justice Outsiders for the time being. I think I mentioned it in one of those videos when I took the break last week, but I have been possibly thinking about when I do either put Loud House or OKKO on hold. I'll just move Tuesdays to one show each week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's just like these kinds of shows. It's like you want to just take a break every now and again to kind of refresh yourself, because it's a little much, you know. But yeah, I'm excited to see where these episodes go either way, and I'm hoping they do something really good and really worthwhile, because again, we've had great episodes. I mean, just that Dendy card episode was so beautiful. So I'm hoping we get more episodes like that. I'm hoping we continue to go into some really good places with this series, but we'll see. In the meantime, we're just going to get started. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play, because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay. In order. Yeah. Episode 30. Shadowy figure, who I still presume is probably Professor Venomous. He's back. Sneaks around the plaza. KO and Gar go on a stakeout, while Enid and Rad are just vigilant. Gar and KO have this little conversation about how they're just not used to having, like, in KO's case, a father figure. In Gar's case, I guess a student type figure. And Gar gets flustered and has to leave. So KO chases Shadowy figure into the sewers, comes upon the water temple. That's just what I'm going to call it. And they have a fight. Epic fight. This is a great big moment where KO almost goes TKO again. Really important episode. We even have a little flash at the entire thing with Gar's past again, with the sandwich. Apparently this shadowy figure is trying to get these glowing orbs from the temple, but KO does stop him. And in the end, Gar and KO do have this really good moment. It felt like a really important, really big episode for the series. It's continuing to give us hints about this mysterious past. As well as furthering this shadowy figure, and something big is definitely happening here. It was really enjoyable even outside of that. I had a lot of fun with it. I love the design of that water temple-like place. I'm just calling it that. But it was really good. It was really good. Episode 31 was really emotional and beautiful, and so KO put. Enid and Rad find out that KO's been putting videos of them online without permission, and while KO goes to try and fix it, they end up trying to, well, just checking out the videos, seeing what they're like, and starts to realize that they're just these really beautiful, fun, creative, and heartfelt videos that KO has been like dedicating to them and trying to make to help them and to show how awesome they are and how much he loves and cares about them. And we get to see some like stuff from the past, like they reference Enid beating the shit out of that wizard for no reason. There's an AMV. I love how they referenced an AMV showing Enid and Rad's teenage romance, and I like how they even mentioned how did he get that footage. I like that. And various other things, like when they were hanging upside down above the vat of lava and stuff that we saw before in some previous episode. I don't remember exactly which. But yeah, it was a really fun, and I like the ending. But the message of it is what really hit me. It's like, oh yeah, the videos may be gone forever, but the memories are still there. That can never be gone. And we can make new memories together. And I'll be honest, when I was hearing KO say that and everything, one, KO is maturing. Like, in the same way that Steven was in Steven Universe. He is definitely maturing. He's still very childish, but he is definitely maturing. And I like seeing that. I really love seeing that. And on top of that, that actually kind of spoke to me. Because as a lot of you may know, just over a year ago now, my old account here on YouTube and all the channels associated with it was terminated. It was terminated unfairly by YouTube because of false claims against the channel. And YouTube never did anything despite my consistent attempts to get them to respond or just do anything regarding it. They never did. And all of those channels with all of that previous content, including a good portion of reactions that I did for years, are just gone. And it really hurt me when that happened. I was really upset. I was angry. My depression was getting worse. And I was just really, really not doing well because of it. But I decided to make a new channel, and we've been running with it for, again, just over a year now. And it's been fantastic. I've loved doing this channel. I've loved the new people who have come to appreciate it, the new things we've tried, and it's been great. But I do still miss a lot of the videos that we did on that channel. I do still miss a lot of the memories I made doing the old with the old stuff. A lot of the old reactions I did was stuff like Whack Fu and the first 2 seasons of Young Justice, and so many of the MLP reactions in Steven Universe and Star Versus and all of those. The ones that we'll never be able to get back at this point. But at the same time, in that kind of situation, we'll always have those memories. We'll always remember what it was like to watch those episodes. To get this channel really going. To get this community going. With people like Matthew Vasquez, Space Apples, Cartoon Lounge, and so many more. Arca, whenever he ends up showing up. This community and stuff, we'll never forget that kind of stuff. And it's what's really important. Yeah, those videos may be gone, but we're still here, and we're still working to make new videos on a new channel, just like KO, Enid, and Rad were. So that episode actually kind of hit me a little bit, because it was just recently, the end of February, when that anniversary of my old channel, my old account, all of the old channels getting deleted happened. except my very, very first channel, which is still up, which was on a different account even from that one. So, but most of my old content, reactions and all of that jazz. And it's like, it's insane to think about that this episode was able to hit so close to home like that. And it was a different situation. KO deleted the channel on his own and everything. There was a lot different than what happened with me. But the lesson still sticks. And it really meant a lot to see that. But then there was episode 32. Let's talk about that, shall we? Was that actually happening, or was that a play? And if it was a play, why were the robots cooperating with everyone? It's unclear. But either way, you may have noticed I was silent and just kind of confusion and shock almost the entire time. What the fuck was that? And I'm not even just saying that because I don't ship Shannon with Rad. That has literally nothing to do with it. The oversaturation of corniness in the dialogue. Shannon's voice changing drastically when she was her love-struck form. The imagery of Shannon swooning over him. The fucking song. I'm not by any means saying that was a bad episode. In fact, quite the opposite. That was actually freaking fantastic and hilarious. But it was just so out of nowhere, so completely over the top, that it just took me by so much surprise that I couldn't speak. I could not speak. I was just so dumbstruck by that. But it was really entertaining. And again, even though I don't ship them, I really thought that was actually an interesting concept, specifically with those two. And again, I'm not even sure if this was technically happening, or again, if it was a play or not. It wasn't clear. And again, even if it was just a play, how did they get the robots to agree to do it? And if it was real, then it's like, where did that even come from? So, as we saw, Shannon is struck by lightning during a thunderstorm battle between our main three heroes and the main three robots. Shannon's struck by lightning, which causes her inner circuits and programming to kind of flip, and it's kind of that love potion story where it's like, oh, someone takes a love potion, the first person they see they just fall in love with. It's kind of the same thing here. Her circuits are flipped because of the lightning strike, and she sees Rad and just instantly falls for him, just kind of out of nowhere. And Rad kind of falls for her after she kind of acts on her love a little bit. And it's kind of like, it's almost like this Romeo and Juliet kind of thing because of the two feuding sides and the star-crossed lovers between them. I think there's even a line in there, I think that Rad said, that was kind of hinting that might have been a reference. But it's like, there's also some really ridiculously hilarious and fun and actually kind of cute imagery with Shannon when she was swooning over him. Back at Boxman headquarters, when she's like holding her hips, like her arms are crossed over, and she's holding her hips and like wiggling back and forth and everything. That was fucking adorable. And the thing is, I've seen that GIF before. I've seen that various places, obviously completely out of context. I had no idea what that was about. I thought it was just Shannon being ridiculous, like she tends to be. But seeing it in context, it's like, it's actually really fucking cute, and I love it. Then again, Shannon is really fucking cute, and I love her, so. But yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? But again, I did love it. I thought it was a really fantastic, hilarious episode. The over-the-top nature of it actually really sold the just concept coming out of nowhere. The fact that it was really over the top made it work. If it was trying to take itself too seriously, I feel like it would have felt like it was out of nowhere and would have felt like it was just completely random and this ridiculous thing. But the fact that it was over the top made it feel, in kind of this weird twisted way, more natural. It made it feel just kind of more believable in again a weird twisted way. um and it was just so fucking entertaining. And again, my reaction to it, just the faces and everything, the way I was I guess you could say emoting about it, that was all just from shock and everything. It's like I couldn't articulate my feelings. I couldn't get my thoughts out there because it was just so sudden and so out of the blue. And it's like right when the opening title screen and stuff is like fading, you noticed I mentioned that. I was like, oh wait, I just noticed that's like Red and Shannon. It's like, I'm wondering, what does that mean? That's kind of, I was trying to think through it, and then everything just starts happening. It's like I'm just like completely thrown off, and I'm not knowing how to react. So yeah, I actually really loved that. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was adorable. And I don't know what to use as a thumbnail now. With the first two episodes, I was convinced I was going to use a thumbnail from episode 30 because of how important that episode was. That episode was clearly very fucking important. But now I'm not sure. Now I want to use Shannon. Because Shannon's my favorite character, and she's fucking adorable, and I love her. And I mean, maybe that might be a good idea anyways, to kind of throw off some viewers and to just not have huge spoilers for the thumbnail, because I try to avoid that. So maybe that's a good idea anyways, just including Shannon being adorably silly instead. It might just be a smarter idea. But yeah, so episode 30 was definitely the vastly important one here. Episode 31 was the emotional and just the emotional one that really connected with me on a personal level. Especially with everything that's happened with this channel thanks to a year ago. And the last one was just ridiculously over the top in such a way it was beautiful. This is honestly probably the best set of episodes we've had in a long time, if not period. In terms of just overall quality and enjoyability, these three episodes were all phenomenal. Again, with the first episode being extremely important to the overarching story, giving some really good moments with Gar and KO, and just having a lot of continuity and building stuff that we're going to be working towards. The second episode being, again, emotionally connective with me, and the third one just being so fantastic. It's just like, this was such a phenomenal set of episodes. I loved, like, legitimately loved all three of these. To the point where they're three of my favorite episodes of this show by far. I don't know if they're necessarily my top three, but they're definitely up there. And I definitely say 32 is probably in my top three either way, no matter what. Because that was just so fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's never been a lot of fan art of Shannon that I've been able to find, but it's like every time after something like this happens, I have to try and find more. I have to try and see if I can find any more fan art of Shannon, because I need that in my life after this. Either way, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this set of episodes. Did you love them as much as I did? What was your thoughts when you saw episode 32? Whether you saw it prior to this on your own, or whether you even were watching it along with me. What were your thoughts to that? Please tell me, because like you saw, I was just so dumbstruck. I need to know what other people's thoughts to that initially were. Either way, as always, no spoilers in the comments, but thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,